Hello, welcome back to ABC Networking. My name is John Schaap and today we're going to have a look at the new AOS, Aruba OS operating system called AOS 8.0. AOS 8.0 can be deployed in many different ways, like we always did in the past with older versions on the standalone controller or in the master local setup, or in a setup where we are using a mobility master. That mobility master needs to be deployed on a VMware server. So right now this video is only about using AOS 8.0 on a standalone controller. That's what we're going to do. So 8.0 is already loaded on this controller. You can see that here. That's the version that we are using, and it's has booted up right now. And what we see in the bottom, let's make it a little bit bigger, is the initial setup dialog. So in the initial setup dialog, you need to type in some settings. You see different options here. So enable debug, disable debug, mini setup, and full setup. Why do you see that? That's because this is a 7000 series controller. A 7000 series controller can be deployed as a cloud services controller also, and that's where you use these other items like debug to see if it contacts Aruba Activate and how that all goes. So for now we're gonna exit this with full setup. And we just go through the initial setup dialog. That is not new. You've seen that before on other older AOS versions. There's some things different, like the next one. So the host name. Here you can choose master, standalone, or MD. MD stands for managed device. MDs are used in that architecture where we use a mobility master. So that's not what we're going to use right now. I also don't select master because this is a standalone single controller. So that is what I select here. Controller VLAN ID 1, that's fine. This port is okay in access mode. IP address. Subnet mask, default gateway. V6, I'm not going to use that right now. Country code, yes. Time zone, I'm here in CET, Central European Time. That's the correct time, the correct date. Password to log in to the system. It will show you one more time everything that you configured and then asks you to confirm if this is okay. It's okay. Writes to NVRAM and reboots. So after the reboot, we basically don't need that serial connection anymore. From then on, we can use a web browser to configure the system. So the controller has fully booted, and now we can connect the web browser to the IP address that we previously configured in the initial setup dialog. So that was 192.168.145. Then you can log in with the credentials that you created. And then you will see the brand new interface, how AOS 8.0 looks. As I said before, this is a single standalone controller, but still you see some of the hierarchy and naming back that are used in the Mobility Master design. So you have Mobility Master here, and underneath that a 7005. Now, of course, there is no real Mobility Master because everything runs on this single controller. But you do need to select this one if you want to install the licenses. Licenses can be found here. So now we are at the 7005. You see this over there. So I need to select Mobility Master and then System. And that's where you will find the licensing tab. If you go to the controller itself, it's not there. So licensing, installed license, click plus, get your licenses. I prepared them already here. Just copy them, paste them in here, and I had them previously installed, so that's why you saw that message that they were already installed. So these licenses are there now. You can see the global licensing pool, and if you click that, then there's one very important thing that you need to do, and that is this feature enabled part. It is enabled for the APs, but the PEF and the RF Protect that I just installed are not enabled yet. So click that, click submit, and then you see whenever you change something on the system, there's a pending changes. You need to click that and deploy the changes for them to become active. Other thing that we need to check out is control plane security for the APs to connect to the controller. It's enabled by default. If you want to use it, also enable auto cert provisioning or disable it. It's whatever you want in your network. This feature is already there for a long time, so if you ever configured an Aruba controller, you should know about this control plane security. So I leave it disabled for now. Again, if you do that, click submit, pending changes will be there. And then you can also see directly what I mean with the hierarchy. So we're still in mobility master right now. If I go to the controller itself, you see that it is still enabled here. And here it's disabled. And that's because I did not apply the changes. Deploy it. Now it's pushed down the hierarchy to the controller, and you will see that it is disabled also here. So the next thing that we need to do is to configure a wireless LAN. Click wireless LAN or go to tasks and create a new wireless LAN. It does the same thing. Here you just click plus, add one, give it a name. Next, VLAN 1 is fine. Security enterprise, so that means that you need to add a radius server. I already configured that on this system, so that's my ClearPass server. Next, and if the user authenticates, I want it to be in the authenticated role. Finish. Same thing again. Don't forget to hit pending changes and deploy them. And then go out here, and then you will see in the wireless LAN tab the previously configured wireless LAN. You can click it again here and modify it whenever that's needed. AP groups are found here, the default AP group. And in the default AP group, we now have that wireless LAN that we just configured. So if we now connect an access point to this group, then that one should come up and start broadcasting this SSID. So access point has connected to the controller. You can see that there is one access point up over here. You can click that and it gives you more detail about the access point. This one over here. So it's in campus mode. It's AP205. You can see more details if you click it. Items, details about the radio. All the stuff that you normally find on previous versions of ArubaOS. You will see the same thing here. Now if we connect a client to this network, let me do that on my iPad, then you should see the client also increase. So I'm connecting at the moment to that network. And you see now the number of clients is 1. You can click that again, drill down into the client. This one, employee 1, authenticated, and get all the details about that client. So this is some very simple steps to bring up your first 8.0 controller. All the other items that you are used to can be found here in the configuration tab. So you will find your roles, your policies. That's your access point. If you want to provision your access point, that's what you do here. So move it to another group. Here you find your AP groups, your authentication servers. That's where you will find my ClearPass server over here. So all the items that you're used to in other versions of AOS are here, and they probably are in a different area than where you have them before, but just scroll through them and find them. You will find all your profiles, for instance, here. So here you have all these profiles that you also see on a AOS 6 or 6.5 controller. There's the arrow here, so don't forget that one. That's where you hide some more items behind if that arrow is there. So if we go to the dashboard, it's the normal dashboard as we see on the mobility controller. I did not switch on traffic analysis yet, so you can enable that over there and then scroll down and go to web visibility enabled, deep packet inspection enabled, web content classification. I leave that to disabled because I don't have the WebCC license on this controller. Submit, and it gives you a warning that you need to reload the controller before you will see the effect of enabling deep packet inspection. So beside so there's basically 4 items here. There's the dashboard, configuration. We looked at configuration. There's diagnostic tab, where you can do the traditional things like ping, traceroute, tracepath, AAA test, where you'll find your logs, get information about access points and technical support. And there's the maintenance tab, where you can upgrade the 2 partitions of the controller, reboot the controller, change the boot parameters. So this brings us to the end of this video. I hope it was useful to give you an idea on how to install and configure AOS 8.0 on a standalone mobility controller. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe or leave a comment below.